The term genocide was very big in the 20th century. We had quite a few bad ones, some which people admit to and others which are denied, much like the Turks won't admit to the Armenian genocide. And any reasonable person looks at that and goes, yep, that was a genocide. Now, the world seems to be polarizing between two types, and many different people have two different, lots of different names for these two camps. It always seems to go binary. Why binary? Why is the universe binary? Why is it light and dark, 1 and 0, sun and moon, man and woman, on and off? Binary. There's always two camps. And look at democracies, always splits down into two major parties. Not too sure about some of our socialist brethren in Europe or Scandinavia, but in Europe, in Britain and America, the two main Anglo nations, it's certainly a two-party system. Now, I've noticed a deterioration in your average man on the street's ability to have an exciting conversation or an argument or a disagreement without there being threats of violence or indeed violence thrown at one another, like apes throwing shit at one another in the zoo enclosure. It didn't always be this way. I've been filming in Manchester now for just over a decade, just over 10 years. And, it's all there on my YouTube, but you should have seen the stuff I was doing 7-8 years ago. There'd be people, bad people, literally dealing drugs in Piccadilly Gardens. And I'd go up to them, stick a camera into the drug deal, say, hey guys, what you doing? And they'd get embarrassed and tell me to stop filming and mumble and grumble. You try and do that nowadays, try and do that in 2022, and it's knives, guns, bottles, punches, threats of violence, threats of killing, threats of murder. It's the Wild West. It's got to the point where, which we saw in the video yesterday, you can literally headbutt 3 people, make people bleed, take a piss against the department store with little kids walking past, and the police just softly try and get you to your final destination, which is hopefully your house and not the grave, without you destroying too many people. It's become lawless. It's become maniacal. That which was not acceptable or within the Overton window of normality 3 years ago is suddenly now perfectly normal. We kind of, we're on the verge of, I do get annoyed sometimes, it's like, a lot of my viewers and commenters, not a lot, but a vocal minority, are antagonistic, to the point where, if the BBC had footage live of an alien landing, it's a bad example, Project Bluebeam, it's all lies. Anyway, scrap that thread. What I'm saying is, there's no communication between the left and the right. People like myself who try and be centrists, you get sucked into one side or another. Nobody on the left trusts you because they think you're a far-right agent in disguise. No one on the right trusts you because you're a bleeding heart liberal, you're a bleeding heart leftist. You believe in such things as free education or free healthcare or free university. You're a dangerous statist. And so it's become polarized. And it feels like, we're going to have to make a decision. In order to remain human, we're going to have to take sides. And I don't want to take sides because I think both the left and the right are full of shit. I think they are mutants of the worst caliber. Imagine a vulture with one big left wing and a little right wing. It just goes, it's fucked. Imagine a pigeon with a giant right wing and no left wing. It's fucked. Imagine a human being who has only right-wing thoughts and no left-wing policies at all. You're a fucking maniac. Or again, if you're a hard leftist and to the point where you're punching people in the face just for daring to think about something else, or you look at free exchange between people and you go, fuck, the state needs to be involved in that. You're a fucking lunatic. A well-balanced man is half left, half right. That's why you have a left hand and a right hand. And for me, to go big into nice big themes and big people and big historical figures, I'm half King Leonidas and half King Jesus Christ, the King. No Elvis Presley in there. So I feel that the left is absolutely assured, they're certain that the right are going to genocide them, and the right are 100% convinced, they know it, that the far left is organizing in their Soviets and so forth to genocide the right. And it doesn't help that we've just come out of a crazy propaganda-led biological issue over the last 2 years. I don't even like to use the words on either side of what they call it. And we had solutions, and, civil law and personal liberty was thrown out of the window. We were like, people from all across the spectrum, far left, centrist, easy left, easy right. Okay, we're not rally driving. We're not Colin McRae. Did he die in a helicopter? Fuck, Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter. Fucking owner of that football club, a big Malaysian guy, died in a helicopter. Don't ride in fucking helicopters. You're like, yay, look at my status. I've got a helicopter. Yeah, your whole family's dead. So everyone thinks that the other side is going to genocide them. Are they right? Is there such a deep genetic ethnocentrism to the point now which has expanded into ideology centrism, that do we still have that Old Testament book of Joshua need to kill everyone in the village and replace them with our people? Kill everyone, genocide them all. I don't know, man, but I don't want to take sides. I don't. I have people I love in the left. I have people, and it's like, and maybe I'm in a giant echo chamber. Maybe we're in one big circle jerk of straw manning, and people on the right, we see the kind of like, the bull dykes with the kind of little nose rings and the green or the blue hair and the obesity and the badly fitted clothes and the bad haircut, the anti-aesthetics. And we go, yeah, that fat blue hair is gonna genocide me, and that fat blue hair might represent 0.001% of the overall left. Maybe the overall left are just a bunch of normal people who want to see poor people fed and educated. Maybe that's all they are, but we're strawmanning them into like literally budding Soviet Bolshevik commissars manning gas chambers, and then then the far left, they like to strawman the right. You might share a few spicy jokes on Twitter or WhatsApp, and the far left goes, whoa, that is literally Hitler, that is literally Goebbels and Himmler getting ready to do the final solution. Or they see, they'll just to give you another example, we've had the big Canadian trucker convoy in Ottawa, capital of Canada, of course. Canada is a joke. And some guy spurged out. He's like, oh, and he turned up with a swastika flag. Woo! And then some other guy turned up with a Confederacy flag. Woo! Not as bad, but the far left sees both as literally Hitler. Now, any intelligent person that isn't trying to incite the Mongol hordes to commit genocide will look at a protest of 10,000 to 20,000 men, and one guy turns up with a Nazi flag. You're like, yeah, well, one crazy's turned up. But the left is like, oh my God, 20,000 of them are literally Nazis. Like, if it wasn't for us pulling in these emergency powers to stop them, they'd start gassing leftists straight away. So what do you think, guys? Are people wanting to genocide the absolute shit out of their ideological enemies? Is it built into the human experience to want to give people what we feel they fucking deserve? To them, their men, their women, their children? Is this something which people are not... Am I going to get demonetized and banned off Facebook for talking about things that we're not allowed to talk about? But, I did read a lot of the Old Testament. A lot of it. And a lot of it it's fucking maniacal, genocidal, fucking crazy shit. And I fucking hate that there's like a little censor and a little Soviet commissar, a little East German fucking Stasi guy listening in, going, Oh, Charlie, no, do not say that on... What fucking accent am I doing? What I hate the most about YouTube and my 2 community strikes and seeing my friends and contemporaries and colleagues and people getting banned and permanently demonetized and kicked off this fund me page or that fund me page is that it's at the point, as I've described 5 minutes ago, that the socially conformist people who have leftist-leaning feelings at YouTube HQ or Facebook HQ or Patreon or Twitter, they literally think that if centrists like myself talk openly, next thing you know, we'll be goose-stepping our enemies into death camps. And it's insane. But, you know, have you heard the phrase, the idea of a self-fulfilling prophecy? We rile ourselves up. We get so hyped up and excited and almost like a feeding frenzy of sharks. Or in a recent video of mine, I was in Boots and I got caught filming by the security and they all started grabbing me. I had to say 10 times, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. And we're in that feeding frenzy where we'll literally shovel each other's babies into ovens just to make sure they don't shovel our babies into ovens. It stopped raining. For a change. I had to do this rant. Who's going to genocide who? Or do we have to get them before they get us? Who's first? Who makes the first move? Thanks for watching. This is Charlie Beach.